Hello, my friends. See this here? This is a wooden fist grip. I carved it a few years ago to serve as a handhold on top of my small trailer. Actually, this was the first one I carved. This was out of a chunk of cherry, and I carved it into a hand grip because I was really attracted to the ones that kind of come with cages and so forth. But I wanted to use it with an iPhone, and I've found this to be really fun to use, really satisfying to have in like a custom rig whenever I'm using it. It's also a conversation starter, so something like that, or like that. I've just got this on a small rig clamp, and I'm using it right now as just a little place to stick on my desk so I can see my phone and make sure I'm seeing notifications and so forth. But this little riser puts it at the right height, whereas the ball joint wouldn't do that on its own. This one is out of walnut, and I'm just refinishing it. But this one is a handhold for my camper trailer. The way these are put together is kind of fun because it really just takes 3 pieces laminated together, and I'm using waterproof glue, and then just use a rasp and a file and various sanders to work it down to the point where, you know, it feels like it fits my hand. This is something that really anybody could do. You have to be careful to not really carve yourself up, because if you slip with a rasp, you can give yourself a really nasty abrasion. But once you get a feel for it, it's a really interesting way to use up offcuts. And with this piece, for instance, I just got a chunk of cherry out of the scrap bin at Woodcraft, which was a few dollars, and it's like, what is anybody going to do with that? But this is a really artful and practical way to make use of something that is kind of precious as far as the material. Let me show you a couple more at different stages. So this is a littler one with another piece of walnut offcut, also laminated together, and then this channel was kind of dimensioned into the glue up, so I didn't have to carve that away necessarily. And then I'm just making different grooves, and like, you know, you can call it an art fist. You can call it a wood handled grip with various inserts, threaded inserts inside of it. But really, you want it to fit your hand. And this one, I think, you can't grab onto the reverse as well, so I think I'm going to channel some grooves onto the backside. So it'll look less like a fist, but it'll be more practical. And it's kind of rough looking right now, and it'll slowly get more smooth and ready for finish as I work on it. This one is in its rough stage, so you can see it's just a block. I've drilled some holes to put threaded inserts into. I've already put one on the top here. This is a brass threaded insert. There's a 1/4-20 brass threaded insert on the bottom. I've chamfered the different sides with a saw to get a head start, but ultimately I'll start to use a rasp and sanding to make that more organic shape, which gives it that custom look. So do you need a wood art fist? I think you do. You can use it as a riser or a handhold. You can use it as a custom part of a camera cage. In a setup like this, where you have 2 sides, but there are also threaded inserts that you could build out into kind of a custom cage. You could have one side be essentially like a counter grip or a counterweight. So something, you know, like you could start to get kind of this crazy Frankenstein thing going on. I haven't seen anything like this before, but it is something that's kind of cool and functional, beautiful, and makes use of material that would otherwise maybe go to waste. Hope you enjoyed seeing my wood fist project here. Let me know if you make one.